I kind of hope this video doesn't get really any views, which probably it won't. But I just kind of want to get this off my chest. And I've been talking about this for years at this point to some degree, especially on live streams. And for the most part, a lot of my viewers seem to understand, but there's a possibility that this video might get more views from people outside my channel who may or may not agree with my opinion. But TLDR, the basic crux of this entire video is that we Fate Grand Order fans suck. You, me, them, everyone in this community sucks to some degree. And let me just say before I get into the more specifics of how I feel and how I view the Fate Grand Order community, I just want to say everyone's entitled to their own opinions. It's okay if you don't like this or that about the development team or the game or this certain servant or this event or whatever. Everyone's entitled to their own opinions. I have my own qualms with this game. I've pointed them out. I could criticize the game. I don't like the servant coin system. I think it's trash. As a concept, it's pretty cool, but overall, I think it's just hot garbage. I think the pity system doesn't really do anything for casual fans and free-to-play players. I think it's mainly just to get whales to whale more and have free-to-play players save more, I guess. But in the end of the day, it's definitely geared towards whales. I think the fact that they released not one, not two, which is the usual number they do for summer events. I think the fact that they released 3 5-star servants for this year's summer event in JP, I think that's garbage as well. I don't think that's cool. I mean, I like the characters that got released and I was hyped for them, but as a concept, I hope they don't do that ever again, because that sucks being fresh out of anniversary, fresh out of Arcuid, and then you get 3 5-star for summer. I don't think that's cool. I believe the reduction of reruns, and I think most people are in on this, kind of sucks for newer players and players who weren't able to get certain freebies, certain welfare servants. I think that just generally is not a good thing. So I could go on and on. There's a lot of things I don't like about the game, about the developmental side of the game, the gameplay side of the game, certain servants designs, whatever, the skills, etc, etc. So the new Fairy Night Cup event just dropped. It was announced last night at the time of recording this, and it's a lotto event, which is cool and great. That's awesome. Been a while since we got a lotto event. And when they announced a new 5-star servant, Britomart, you know, most people were pretty hyped seeing the mecha suit, big ass armor, female servant. And then I saw some mixed stuff online. I think a lot of people are kind of disappointed that she loses the big armor. They prefer if maybe she kept the armor at least until her 2nd ascension, maybe have her stripped naked, or not naked, but like, you know, to her outfit, her very skimpy thick outfit during her 3rd ascension. A lot of people seem to have a problem with the fact that she just keeps armor for the 1st ascension, which is that's a valid opinion. Again, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. I'm not here to argue that. There are certain characters that I don't like from a design standpoint that I could list off for sure, like Hijikata. I don't care about him. Astolfo, most people like him. I don't get the hype. Fuck him. And that's fine. We all have things we like, things we don't like. So whether or not you like Britomart, it doesn't matter. The problem lies with what also came with the news of this new 5-star servant. Apparently, even though Lostbelt 7 is still slated to drop for late December, apparently, we're probably more than likely not gonna get an actual banner to go with it. And just to keep it as simple as possible, apparently it's because of spoiler reasons. They don't want to spoil the servant too much, or the servants for Lostbelt 7, so they will drop basically the chapter but no banner to go with it, which is different obviously than what they've done with literally every single Singularity, every single Lostbelt and Epic of Remnant in the past. Every single chapter that's come out, every single event that's come out, there's usually a banner to go with it, and a lot of times with a new servant. This time they just want to give us the chapter, which has been long awaited, which has been hyped for this past year pretty much, but with no new banner to go with it until a later date, because they want to keep everything spoiler free. They want to keep the servant's abilities, their real name, their true name I should say, all that stuff for people to play and experience in real time at the actual Lostbelt, which, you know, it is what it is. So when I heard this news, I was a little bit disappointed, just because, again, they've been hyping up Lostbelt 7 Road to 7 this entire year. It's the final Lostbelt of this entire arc, which is a big freaking deal. And everyone is hyped about it. Everyone has their own theories. Who's going to come out? who's not gonna come out, who's gonna show up, who we're gonna fight, who's gonna help us out. You know, there's so much hype surrounding this new chapter, and the fact that there's no banner to go with it, I could somewhat understand the disappointment that comes with that. But at the same time, quickly after feeling that slight disappointment of the prospect of no new 5-star for December, essentially December is going to be Deadcember. I could see people already saying that. For me, I'm actually pretty okay with that, because that means more time for me to save quartz, less time for me to worry about, you know, rolling for a new 5-star, and just more time for me to enjoy whatever the Lostbelt has to offer. And then really thinking about and looking at the new servants and being like, you know what, I think I want to roll for this servant. So I'm really not too bothered by the fact we might have to wait maybe an extra couple weeks, maybe until New Year's, maybe even past New Year's, for this new servant to actually debut as a rollable 5-star or 4-star, or however many 5-stars and 4-stars there will be on a later date. I really don't mind, because again, it's more time to save, more time to get invested in the characters, more time to just kind of just chill, really, just to chill. So this is where my problem is. I know this is a lot of rambling so far, but this is where my problem is. A lot of people are livid. They're malding. They're literally fuming because there's gonna be no 5-star for December. And I'm just here like, wait, don't you want to save more quartz, save your money, wait until you get your Christmas money or whatever, and then by the time that servant drops, you will be a lot more prepared than you were if this set of servants came out beforehand. I don't get it. I understand, again, they've been hyping Lostbelt 7 for a while, and to wait a bit longer for the banner to drop, I guess, okay, whatever. But you got to see it from a positive point of view, and maybe I'm too optimistic, I don't know, delusional, whatever, a fanboy. Some people are definitely gonna try to go after me and be like, oh, you're just a blind fan of Fate Grand Order. I could critique the game, like I said earlier. I could critique the game and understand some of the negative perceptions about certain stuff about the game. I understand. There are things I don't like about the game, like I said. I think this is one of those things that I just cannot stand with the Fate Grand Order community. And I might be guilty of this. That's why I said we. I think we're all guilty of this to a certain degree. For example, let's say an event ends. Let's say the summer event ends, right? And for the next week or 2 weeks even, there's nothing to do. There might be a small campaign here and there where you log in, get some apples, or maybe something small is going, half AP for daily quest for a week or something. Something very small and minor is going on, to where there's really no new content, no new 5-stars to, you know, wail for, no new events to farm daily. People get really, really pissed when there's no new content after like a week or 2 weeks, and sometimes even a month. Which after a couple of months, I could see that being a problem, because it's like, okay, this is a gacha game, this is a mobile game. You should be updating this every so often so we don't get bored of the game. I get that. But at the same time, you could use that time where there's nothing to do in the game to do other things, whether it's in the game or not. You could farm for QP or EXP cards, because we always need more of that. That, or you could just play another game. Log into Grand Order, use up your AP, whether it's to buy those blue apples or just to use it up in getting EXP or QP. Do that, and then do something else. I don't get this idea or this perspective to where, oh wow, there's been no new 5-star, there's been no new event for a week, 2 weeks. All we're getting is small campaigns and rerun events. Where's the new content? It's like, what? You do realize when there's nothing going on, you could save your quartz and tickets, right? I don't understand. Maybe it's an addiction thing. Maybe you just need to scratch that itch. I need to get a new 5-star every week. I need to get a new 5-star every 2 weeks. I need to NP5 somebody and then flex on my friends and on social media about how I pulled a servant after spending X amount of dollars, X amount of yen. I don't know. I never understood that, and I don't think I ever will. And maybe I'm in the minority here. Maybe I'm the weird one here, to where maybe it's because I only play Grand Order, right, as my gacha game. I don't play Genshin. I don't play all these other big gacha games. I don't really do that. The only other gacha game that I played really hardcore was Magia Record. And funny enough, before Magia Record was cancelled, the English version that is, one of my biggest gripes, and the community as a whole's biggest gripe, it was doing the exact opposite of Grand Order, ironically enough, to where in Grand Order there are weeks, sometimes months, where there's no new content, no new servant, maybe reruns, maybe small campaigns here and there, but for the most part there's like small breaks in between each big event, which I welcome. In Magi Record, in contrast to Grand Order, there would be new events damn near every week, if not every 2 weeks, and along with those events are new units, new magical girls to roll for, and it's like it gets overwhelming. And obviously if you're a megalodon, if you're spending hundreds, thousands of dollars in Grand Order or whatever gacha game every week, every 2 weeks, every month, at the bare minimum every month, if you're spending that amount of money, you probably don't care that there's a new 5-star or new unit or new event going on every single week. And maybe you want that, maybe you like that kind of scheduling, I don't know. But for somebody like me, who I have wailed in the past, obviously that's recorded on my channel since the beginning of time, since the dinosaurs were around, I have wailed in the past, but I never, I guess, had that urge to where, oh man, I know I wailed last week, but I need a new servant to roll for right now. My account balance, my debit card and credit cards already in a negative, but I have to roll some more. It's like, why do you have to roll every damn week, every 2 weeks? Why do you need a new servant, new content every 2 weeks? I get it. Again, it's a gacha game. They probably should schedule things a bit better. I could understand that perspective, but my main thing is, if there's a dead week, if there's no new content, just sit your ass down, be patient, and they will deliver. Because one of the biggest, if not the biggest instance where I saw a bunch of people doom posting, talking about the game being dead, talking about Grand Order not really delivering with content, talking about Grand Order's only been doing reruns and these really whack-ass events or 5-stars that they don't really care about. Last year, 2021, prior to the release of Lostbelt 6, people were going apeshit. For months, I want to say at the beginning, I want to say since late February of last year, maybe early March, sometime during the earlier year, shortly after Muramasa and Spacious Star and Karen. Shortly after that, there was a period of time, maybe 2 months, where there wasn't really anything going on. Yes, there were new servants like Galatea, Miss Crane, but people weren't satisfied with them, with a lot of these events, a lot of these servants, to the point where there were so many people out there. People were getting pissed, like, where's the new Lostbelt? Why are we getting these servants? They're not good. They're mid at best. I'm not really enjoying this event. Where's the new content? I'm tired of these reruns. It's like, well, if you don't like these 5-stars, if you don't like these new servants, if you don't like these rerun campaigns, these download campaigns, then just don't roll, log in, get your quartz, move on, and wait till Lostbelt 6. And funny enough, when Lostbelt 6 finally drops with Morgan, later Melisande, and then later again Oberon, everything changed. The narrative changed. Nobody was talking about the game being dead. Nobody was talking about the content being lackluster. Nobody was talking about the game sucking and the developmental team being lazy. Everyone was hyped for Lostbelt 6. I think a little bit when Morgan was released, people were like, oh, it's just another Saberface, which, I mean, that's to be kind of expected, to be honest. I know she already had a previous design in the past, but that's besides the point. But then, like, again, I guess the point I'm trying to make is people are very fickle, and people are quick to get really angry and mad in this fan base. And maybe you could apply this to other communities as well. Maybe, I'm not saying Grand Order is the worst with this. I'm sure there are other communities out there that are just so bad when it comes to being patient and just waiting, and there's like a sense of entitlement or whatever it may be. But it's like this endless loop, this song and dance of like, oh, I'm very hyped for this character, and then after a week, it's like the Men in Black break into your house, wipe your memory of that servant coming out, and now you're back to being angry and bored and thirsty for new content. It's like, we just had great content. Why are you mad? What's going on here? So circling back to right now, yes, Britomart is said to be the last new 5-star that we're getting this year. That means the rest of November, there's going to be no new servants. And then even a bigger deal than that, December is going to be Dead December. There's going to be probably a rerun campaign. We're definitely going to get Lostbelt 7 at the end of the month. But other than that, going to be no new content to tackle. As far as banners go, as far as new servants, we might get a Christmas event. Who knows? The time period is pretty slim, so they might have to squeeze some things in. So again, the scheduling is kind of weird, so I do get that critique. But at the same time, I like to look at the positives, I guess. Maybe that's just a me thing, to where, okay, basically December is a free month for me. I don't have to roll. I could save my quartz and tickets that I get for that month from the events and logging in to the New Year's banner, whatever the New Year's banner is. Maybe that's going to be the Lostbelt 7 banner. Who knows? Maybe I could pass up on the New Year's banner and then wait for the actual Lostbelt 7 banners to drop. So, I don't know. I never understood that. Never got it. And I think it's a combination of people being impatient. And I think more so than that, people being entitled. Because I truly don't think that casuals, or specifically free-to-play players or players who don't really spend that much money in the game, are really that iffed about waiting a couple more weeks, if not over a month, for the new servant to drop, or new servants to drop for Lostbelt 7. I don't think those fans, including myself, are really that pissed about it. I don't think so. Correct me if I'm wrong if you're one of those free-to-play casual fans who actually are really pissed right now. I think the fans that are very vocal and malding and fuming right now are entitled fans who probably spent a lot of money into the game and just want to keep spending more money in the game. I truly think so. I don't think casuals and free-to-play players really care too much. Again, I could be wrong. Maybe I'm just speaking from my perspective, and maybe everyone's on the same boat or on the same ship, and I'm in this tiny ass boat about to drown. I don't know. Maybe it's just a me thing. I've been feeling this way for a while. I just feel like this community, and I'm sure there's worse communities, like I said earlier, but I feel like this community likes to do the song and dance all the time, and it's very annoying. And it's probably why I prefer streaming and video making to communicate with the fan base, as opposed to, like, you know, group chats or engaging with people on Twitter. Unless people engage with me first, then I will happily engage back. But you will see, if you follow me on other social media, or, you know, are with me in Discord or something, I really don't talk unless you talk to me, because the community is so annoying with this shit. People are never satisfied, I guess you could say. I don't like being surrounded by that kind of energy where people, I feel like, are always thirsty and hungry for more and more, and they're never satisfied. I don't know if I made sense at all in this video. I might have missed a couple points that I wanted to make, in which case I will post a pinned comment going into more depth about how I feel, and maybe clarifying certain things if I come across a certain way. I'm sure there's going to be people typing up paragraphs or whatever smart ass comments being like, you're wrong, you're just, you know, you can't criticize the game or the developmental team, you're just a fanboy. It's like, dog, I just criticize the game, but whatever. But that's how I feel about the community, the fan base. I think people need to be more patient. People need to learn how to just be happy with what they have. I mean, we literally got Arcuid, a character that people have been waiting for. A Tsukihime possible collab is in the horizon, since we literally got the main heroine in the game for anniversary. That's a big freaking deal. But people already forgot about that. People already forgot that about the summer banners. The fact that we got Proto Merlin, which was arguably the biggest deal of the summer gacha banners, because she's from Arcade. The fact that we got an Arcade servant, an Arcade exclusive servant, into Grand Order is a big deal, because that means, okay, we might get Tiamat, we might get Sita, we might get male Jack Malay. There's a bunch of other characters from Arcade that we want to see in Grand Order. And to me, that's exciting. But a lot of fans don't care, I guess. They like to move on quick and want the next big thing to come out immediately. And I'm just like, I don't know. And this is something I do a lot when I'm feeling, I guess, bored or unsatisfied with the game, when I'm feeling salty about maybe I got a bad gacha roll and I'm just like, wow, this game fucking sucks. I like to look back, and maybe you can't do this because you're a newer player, or maybe you're just unlucky, but I like to look back at the servants I have, like my Gilgamesh, my Enkidu, both of them NP5, Shuten, Morgan, Van Gogh, who I just got an NA. I like to look at the servants that I was really hyped for and being happy that I got them. You know what I mean? Like, just living in that moment and reliving that moment even of happiness to when I got them, because I think that's a big problem with gacha games in general. You get hyped for a character, you roll for that character, you get that character, you're happy for like a week, and then that happiness is gone. I'm still really happy that I got NP5 Gilgamesh, and he's one of the oldest servants in the game. I'm still happy I got NP5 Enkidu, Shuten, Morgan. Again, very lucky with WangHow. A lot of other servants as well. And these are all older units. But I'm still happy I got them because I'm able to put myself back into that time when I got them when I was really hyped. And I think a lot of people don't do that. They just want new content every single time. Every single week. Can't live in that moment for too long. And I think that's sad. Honestly, I think the fact that they have this need to feel satiated and satisfied by a new shiny thing every single time. It's kind of annoying. Like, I love this community, don't get me wrong. I love this community. When I go to Anime Expo or conventions, Fate Grand or USA Tour, for example, was like one of the best times I've ever had with this community, just because it was so hyped, seeing a lot of like-minded people, like-minded fans, just enjoying the game and enjoying the content. But as far as like the online community, like, dog, I just cannot stand it. I cannot stand it. I go online, post on Twitter, I go stream and have a good time with the small amount of viewers that love to watch me and communicate with me, and that's how I have my fix with the community. Other than that, I don't really engage. I'm very much to myself, and I have this small group of people that I like to enjoy the game with. So that's just me. I hope I made sense. This was just a random ramble video. If I didn't make any sense, if I had a lot of logical fallacies, whatever, I don't care. This was just something I feel like I need to get off my chest, because again, been playing this game since the beginning. 7 long years. Been playing since 2015 for NA, been playing since day one, and I haven't looked back since. And it's just crazy to see the community molding like this. And I guarantee this is what's gonna happen. This is what's gonna happen. This is my last thing I'm gonna say for this video. Look back at this video, come back to this video if this does happen. If it doesn't, I apologize. I'm stupid, I'm dumb, whatever. When Lostbelt 7 drops, again, people will be pissed. No new 5-star, no new servants to roll for. Ew. And then after a couple weeks, after a month, however long it will take for them to finally release the banners, people are gonna do a full 180, flip the switch, and be happy again and be like, oh, look at this 5-star. Oh, I'm so happy I got them. They're so hyped. Their designs are so good. They're so broken. Because the same thing happened for Lostbelt 6 to an extent. So history is going to repeat itself and people will never learn. So, I don't know. I guess I'm sorry if I wasted your time. This video was just a random thing I thought about last night as I was reading all the negative feedback about this new event with Britomart, and like the whole feedback about no new 5-star for December. I'm just like, who cares? Like, more time to save for New Year's and less stress to roll for anyone in December. Like, whatever, who cares? I'm probably gonna get to the Road to 7 Lostbelt 6 campaign with Melisyn and or Oberon, so people could roll for them if they don't have them. So I'm just rambling at this point. I mean, this whole video was just a ramble. So like the video if you agree with me, and dislike it if you just hate me now and you want to unsubscribe, which people are probably gonna unsubscribe, I'll be honest, which is fine. That's okay. If you're unsubscribing, that means you never really liked me to begin with, and I just want to keep, you know, the diehard fans in here with me. So whether you agree or disagree or not, whatever, it is what it is. And comment down below, let me know if your thoughts in general about the community, about the sense of entitlement and impatience, and just, I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot of factors that go into this, but